Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, Gwen Stacy has always been a popular character among Spider-Man fans, and anytime you go to a convention, you'd almost always see one or two people dressed up as Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider or whatever you want to call her. And with Spider-Verse coming out, this is going to be even more so. She's a main supporting character in that movie, and I think it's a good thing. More people who can get into this stuff and see themselves in characters, it's great because it supports the material, it'll help them keep making more, and we'll keep getting more of these stories. Now, with the Spider-Verse movies, and specifically Across the Spider-Verse, there's been some discussion I've seen online about whether Gwen Stacy is trans or not. And there are some very vocal, angry fans who say that this could never be the case because, Stan Lee designed Gwen after his wife, and, she wasn't trans, they had children together, and so there's no way that this could ever be the case. And sure enough, this Across the Spider-Verse Gwen Stacy is very similar to the comic book Gwen Stacy of Earth 65. She was bit by the spider. Her Peter tried to turn himself into Lizard Man and did. They fought. She didn't know it was him, and she killed him. From his injuries, he died, and she was blamed for his death. Those two, that's the same story between, the movies and the comics. When you start to see this movie, you see all these sort of elements that were chosen that didn't necessarily need to be there, but were put there purposefully. The light gradients in the scenes with her and her father. It's the whole blue, pink, white light shift, and her hair is dyed that way. And I think the big kicker is the flag in her room, which not necessarily going to say that if you own one of those flags, that means you are that way. But let's be honest, if you walk into someone's house and you see a trans flag or a rainbow flag on the wall, you assume that the person who lives there is that way, or that they're very supportive, which her father in this movie has one of those support flags on his jacket, or on his vest, so, it leans you into that direction to believe that. But there's nothing that expressly says it, so therein lies the problem of the headcanon or fanon, or, it's not, it's basically the plot of the movie, to be honest. The whole, it's gotta be a certain kind of way, there can be no variables, and I've always been really confused by this, because, ever since I've been consuming media, as a child to now, there's always been theories and headcanons, and, well, I think the character's this way. We would argue about this stuff on the playground, and no one ever got mad about it. It was just, hey, that's a cool way to think about that. Here's what I think. And that was it. But now everybody wants to make it seem like this is some political statement for you to just say, I relate to this character, and we had the same sort of upbringing, and when this happened to them, I could relate to it. There's nothing wrong with that. And, as far as the specifically characters being trans, and that being the theory, think about Celeste. I remember these arguments about Madeline. And even though the creator did come out with confirmation of that, without that in mind, you get to the credits and there's the flags on her desk and the prescriptions on her desk, which, yeah, hormone replacement therapy comes in those bottles. I even heard it with, who is it? Volpez from Fallout New Vegas, that Volpez is a trans man, which, if you look at his stats and his mannerisms, and there's, again, nothing that confirms or denies any of that, but it's just a theory that people have. And if you have a problem with the way that other people enjoy media, if someone else enjoying a certain thing a certain way makes it so you can't, I'm going to be honest with you, that's your problem. That's not our problem, because you don't even have to entertain these thoughts. You can just go on about your business and let people enjoy things however they want to. Specifically with Gwen, though, and the Spider-Verse movie, yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and, I kind of agree with the theories. Especially because, with the whole idea of the Spider-Verse, there's millions of different variants. There's so many different possibilities, and for your line of disbelief to be drawn that someone could get bit by a spider and, you know, can shoot webs from their wrist and can lift up trucks and, you know, bones as strong as steel, but they couldn't have been born one way and decide to live another kind of way. Like, I don't know why that's your hang up. But yeah, this sort of stuff, I don't see the problem with it, but people are still going to be mad no matter what you believe. So I guess until the next time you get dorks upset because you like media, y'all try to have a good day.